Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Y'all, I'm in the small screen today. I'm over here tripping. Hey, it's my fault, y'all. I had too much to drink last night for Father's Day. I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. What's going on? Now that I got myself into regular size, hope all is well. Hope all is well. Shout out to the fellow fathers out there. I hope y'all had a fantastic Father's Day. All right. Got a chance to talk with my pops. Spent time with my grandfather. So I did the whole, chilling kind of situation you did. Had a great time. So I hope everybody had a fantastic Father's Day. For all the fathers out there. I'm gonna have let me say that. I was gonna go on the crick rant. But I was like, nah, let me chill. We'll get into that in just a second. But y'all see the headlines. We'll talk. We'll have some talks about some things that we seen. All right. Tonight, obviously, we're gonna talk about the finals. Memphis Grizzlies making some moves. I saw a trade that they made over the weekend. I was definitely a surprise at that one. And then I got to find out how everybody feel about this whole Shemar Stewart situation. I know we kind of talked about it last week, but just to shed some more light on it. Hey, is that young man a martyr? Is he potentially putting his NFL career that hasn't even started yet on the line? I think I need to have that conversation because we do know how the NFL works when especially against players who buck the system. And this can be considered a form of bucking the system, and I don't mind it at all, but I'm just going to propose that question. We'll have the conversation. Is he or is he not a martyr? We'll have it. All right. And I think it's an important conversation because as much as I respect what the young man is doing, I also have seen the NFL operate in different rules and regulations that only make sense to them. So I will have that conversation later on, but let's start right here. All right, let's start right here. Wild plays of the night. I got a couple of them. All right, but this one right here, I want to start with this one right here because I think this is real dope. It's literally on the biggest stage of this sport, and you have a performance like this. I'm talking about Gage Wood threw a no-hitter today, College World Series for Arkansas. Final pitches right here. Let's take a quick look and listen.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss! Greatness from Gage! A no-hitter!
Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. That is Gage Wood. I just threw a no-hitter in the College World Series. And that's huge. That's big. Just imagine that. Matter of fact, 19 strikeouts. All right, so let's throw that out there. 19 strikeouts. Dominated on the pitching mound today. But this man just done a couple of things for himself. Obviously, in a very clutch moment like the College World Series, threw such a great performance, literally and possibly just probably shot up some draft stock for him. All right, because he's going to be hitting the MLB draft coming up real soon. He'll be part of that prospect field that can possibly get drafted high. Well, he definitely just upped up his draft stock for sure. And anytime you do what he just did on that stage, and I think that matters. It's one thing to have a great performance on big matches, big games, big stages, but to have a dominating performance like that on a big stage like the College World Series, to do what he just did. I mean, GM's got to be salivating over that. They are, because one, that shows that, hey, not only you clutch, you're going to show up at any moment, any time, any stage, don't matter. You're going to perform. You're going to be at your best. And that was his best today. A no-hitter, the only way he could have done better was throw a perfect game. All right? So, hey, the young man, Gage Wood, shout out to him. Possibly definitely just gave himself a couple of more dollars when it comes to possibly, getting drafted. Hey, gotta love that. Gotta love it as a sports fan. I do. I love seeing people show up at big times, big moments, big stages with big performances. Love it, love it, love it. And my second wild play of the night. I normally stick to one, but I this one's definitely going to help us transition into the start of tonight's show as we recap Game 5 of the Thunder and Pacers. Probably one of the only few bright spots tonight for the Pacers. Let's take a look.
Dort harassing him. Now Halliburton with Caruso standing in front. Halliburton double team. Can't get a shot on. Toppin fires up a three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound coming in. Neesmith.
Neesmith finished that, Mike.
It looked like he finished it. They did it. What a play. Wow.
Finish this play. Just comes flying in and goes over the 7-footer, Richard.
That is nuclear athleticism.
Look at that, over the big fella. Chet's looking around to figure out what happened. Neesmith, that's what happened.
And they're going to challenge that last timeout.
Timeout, Indiana. Coach's challenge. We're challenging the out-of-bounds called on the floor.
I think this is approximate foul here.
I don't know. That was... Whew.
After the discussions, whatever. I don't know what Doris Burke was talking about, but goodness, that was one of the only few bright spots for the Indiana Pacers tonight. The Aaron Neesmith putback dunk. That was a crazy athletic move. Even the game got it kicked off on an exciting play. Hartenstein pretty much just came down, got the crowd hyped first place. In the first play, Chet Holmgren made a literally like pirouette, finger roll. That was crazy. So the game started off with a lot of highlight plays, but that was my wild play of the night. One of the only few bright spots for the Indiana Pacers. It was just a tough night for them. Tough night. This game was oddly familiar to Game 2, if you ask me. The only difference is that the Pacers did make a comeback and try to make things a little bit more competitive. And I thought they OKC to their detriment, they're over there looking like oh man, we about to blow this game, and then all of a sudden, they put the clamps down defensively. So you got to give them OKC their props defensively to, shut down some runs down the stretch and, call some turnovers. That's part of it too. And then, hey, they shut the door. But hey, let's talk game 5. All right. All right, let's look at this from the winner's point. All right. OKC's point. It must be nice for your MVP, to not have to carry the load. Still not a great efficient shooting night from SGA. Say what you want. All right. 9 of 21 is not a good shooting night. All right. It's not a good shooting night. He still got to the line. All right. 31 points. All right. 9 of 21 is is not great. It's not great. All right. But add 31 points, 10 assists. Okay. So you get the double-double. All right. Here's where SGA made up for, the inefficiency and a couple of turnovers. 4 blocks. All right. Here's what I love about players like SGA. All right. Certain things may not be going their way. Not a great shooting night, but he still got his points and got a lot of it from the line. All right, cool. All right, 13 points from the line. All right. Call him a free throw merchant, call him whatever. Just make sure you call the man MVP. I don't care what you call him. I don't buy into the free throw merchant hysteria or I guess take. I personally think that SGA is just an aggressive guy who wants to get to the cup, and he's going to make the referees make a call, and that's not his job. That's referees. Probably if you don't want him to get to the free throw line, find a way to get him, past the paint, get him out the paint. But then that might also be a problem because he's a midi assassin. So pick your poison with SGA. If anything, I would try to force SGA to the 3-point line. Can he shoot the 3? Can he make the 3? Yes. Are you going to sit here and say that he's one of the better 3-point shooters in the league? No. He's no Steph Curry. No. He ain't got Ray Allen type of 3-point. No. But if you're looking for a weakness in this game, which is kind of hard to find any weaknesses in this game, just me personally watching his game, if you want to beat SGA, force him to the 3-point line. I'll take my chances out there. One thing I won't do is I won't let him get to the mid-range. Can't let him do that. That's his bread and butter. And he's a damn good, guard at getting to the cup. Hence, all the free throw attempts that he gets. He gets aggressive to it. So I would, almost kind of guard him like you would Giannis. Clog the paint. Just clog the paint. So there's a couple of ways that I would say I would probably try to slow down SGA. And that's what I'm saying. Slow him down because he's still a great player. He's still going to get his. I'm just talking about at least trying to slow the kid down. You're not going to completely take him out of his game. He just has to shoot bad. He takes his own self out sometimes. Just not, being more efficient with his shot selection. But SGA, does get the double-double. But obviously, this was the Jalen Williams show. My goodness. Number one has a Robin. It must be nice for OKC when your MVP wasn't your best player in a game tonight. When Jalen Williams was your best player tonight. I mean, the guy was on fire from beginning to end. I mean, shooting his ass off. What a game he had. 35 minutes, gets to 40 points. I'm pretty sure as a coach, you're not tripping if he only has 6 boards, 4 assists, and a steal. You don't care about none of that. You're looking like, hey, he was a hot hand. We gave him the ball. We let him take it home. And, it was just his moment to shine. And Jalen Williams is a good player. I just think that is absolutely bad for Indiana, knowing that you did all you could to have not a great shooting night from SGA, the MVP, the main person you're really worried about, and it still didn't matter. Jalen Williams did what he did. And this was really this is what I was saying earlier that I saw a kind of glimpse of game 2 that are similar tonight. Is literally OKC came out on a big run, caused some turnovers, and Indiana was playing catch up all game, playing catch up. But here's where OKC is real deadly at. All right, this is where they are really deadly at. All right. Not only did Jalen Williams do what he did, SGA still throws in 34, but you get 25 points. All right. 25. 27 total off the bench, but 25 in between Wiggins and Casey Wallace. All right. 22 minutes and 17 minutes, respectively. All right. My goodness. Obviously, Casey Wallace was a little bit more efficient, 4 or 5 shooting, and big came up clutch with 3 out of 4 of his shots behind the arc. So damn near, hey, boom, shooting 75% behind the arc. Looks good. I know it's only 4 attempts, but damn it, came up with clutch shots. Only played 17 minutes, did what he had to do. Love that. You know, Aaron Wiggins didn't have a great, shot 40% from the field, but still, he threw in 4 threes. All right. He threw in 4 threes. But you're looking at the true disparity, and right now, and I'm looking at, what's that? 22 turnovers to 11. You doubled. So if there's one thing that you're going to look at as we switch this conversation over to the Pacers on why they lost tonight, well, let's start right there. You had turnovers early, middle, and you had turnovers throughout the whole game, and at the wrong time. Now, you had turnovers definitely down that stretch where you were aiding the OKC defense. You're aiding them. And it literally was just giving them just free turnovers, and they was getting free fast break points. And it finally burned Indiana. I was just being sloppy. Obviously, we talk about all the turnovers they had in game 1, and they was able to, bounce back from it and win that game 1. Not tonight. Not tonight. It was a difference. And here's the difference when you saw Indiana kind of coming back and that clamp came down. That defense turned up another notch for OKC. And then you just see turnover, snowball effect. And next thing you know, that gap that got closed opened right back up. And OKC shut it down for the rest of the game. So obviously looking at the box score and actually watching the game, obviously what stands out for me for Indiana, look, I know what people are going to talk about first. They're going to talk about Tyrese. They're going to talk about Hallie. 34 minutes, 0 for 6. Took 6 attempts, made none of them. All right. Yes, he finishes the game with 4 points. Yep, he got to the line 4 times, made all his free throws. That's good. Okay. 6 assists. All right. 3 turnovers. All right. And the reason why I'm bringing up his stat line is because ESPN, before these finals went down, they had literally put up a chart, his averages so far in the first 4 games of the finals. Obviously, going into the night, it was tied 2-2. So 2 wins, 2 losses. This is what Tyrese Halliburton was averaging in his 2 victories with the Pacers in the finals. All right. He was at least averaging 20 points. He was at least averaging 10 assists and no more than 2 turnovers. That's what he was averaging in both victories. Now pay attention to what he was averaging in the losses that the Pacers have had in this finals. All right. He was averaging around 13 points, averaging 6 assists, and he was averaging 3 turnovers. Now that stat is out there, 4 games, that was enough sample size to give that average. All right, let's look at what Hallie did tonight. All right, let's see if ESPN was on to something when they brought up his averages and everything. All right, let's start with the points. All right, 4 points. All right, so he was nowhere close to the averages in points wise when they win. All right, well, obviously this was just a bad night overall. Only had 4 points, no field goals made, so he's going to be closer to that average when they lose. All right. Let's go with assist. All right. Again, 10 assists or more, Pacers are winning. He only has 6 assists tonight. Oh, look at that. That's the average of what he's been averaging when the Pacers have been losing in his finals. And turnovers, the last stat of this whole graphic that ESPN had. 3 turnovers. Right on the mark of what he's been averaging when they lose. All right. I know it's just a 1 turnover difference, but just follow me what I'm saying, y'all. So he literally basically followed that graphic to a T. Followed that graphic to a T that ESPN had put up right before that game had started on his averages in the wins and losses in this series. So what I'm saying is, guys and ladies who are watching, this has to start and end with Tyrese Halliburton. That's what I'm gathering from everything that was put together with those averages from ESPN, looking at the performance tonight, and the thing that I'm concerned with the Pacers going on, obviously the injury. All right. We know how important a calf is to a basketball player. All right. Whether it's from, your lateral movement, cutting, coming off your screens, pull-up shots, pick and pop, just regular movement for a basketball player. A calf is so important. And here's the thing with a calf. It's crazy because you always know that the calf can always lead to something worse, aka Achilles injuries. All right. We've seen it before. All right. We've seen this before. Ask KD about it. How calf soreness can lead to something worse than what you ever imagined. All right. So I get it. All right. You're going to talk about the calf injury. Here's my thing, y'all. I know a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, I heard what they said." Oh, well, he's minus, so and so. He's minus 16 in the plus minus, column. I heard him at halftime. Perkins, Stephen A. We'll sit him, get him ready for Game 6. So just concede, just quit. I get it. It was Tyrese Halliburton at 100%? No, he wasn't. Still pulled down 7 boards, 6 assists. So he's not just out there just not doing nothing. He still contributed 6 assists and 7 boards. He didn't make it seem like he wanted to leave. So why would I'm just confused. It's the finals. It's the finals. Unless I'm on my deathbed, maybe a family emergency. But then again, knowing your family, they'll be like, "Hey man, we'll take care of this. Go handle your business." I'm just trying to think of all the reasons why you would not play an NBA Finals game. And the list is going to be small. It's going to be small. Ain't going to be too many instances of why most players wouldn't play an NBA Finals game. Especially when this is your first one. You don't know if you're going to get back to it. There ain't a such thing as, I'll get back to it. No. That shit don't exist in sports no more. Ain't nothing guaranteed to get back to success. It's about capturing as much success as you can in these certain pockets of windows that are going to allow you a chance to get a championship, and you better get as many as you can. It ain't guaranteed. Nothing is in sports no more. All right. So I understand why you keep Halliburton in rotation. Here's my only pushback, and I think obviously Rick Carlisle is a great basketball mind, a great coach, a championship winning coach. I was a little shocked that, hey, maybe I would have injected TJ McConnell a lot sooner. he was a great spark plug off the bench. Matter of fact, pretty much was one of the main reasons that kind of helped the Pacers get back into that game and close that gap. I would definitely get TJ McConnell more involved and probably earlier. If I know Tyrese Halliburton is hurting, maybe not play him 34 minutes. I'm probably decrease those minutes to around 25. And maybe give some of those minutes to TJ McConnell, who came out firing, 8 of 14, came out firing. Maybe give a little bit more of those minutes to Obi Toppin. A little bit more of those minutes to Mathurin. Mathurin got to shoot a little bit better, but still, I would still find a way to get those minutes of those certain players off the bench and get them more acclimated, because Toppin, McConnell, and Mathurin have all shown that they can help contribute to the Pacers. Especially, they've already shown that they can do it in these finals. So not only have they shown that the Pacers, and especially Rick Carlisle, that, hey, you can trust me throughout the playoffs because they've already shown that, but you can trust me in the finals because they've shown that as well. Maybe that's the only pushback I would give to Rick Carlisle, and say, hey, man, maybe if you're noticing that your man is a little, beat up, a little hurt, obviously I wouldn't say take him down to no minutes, but I would kind of, hey, man, I don't want to, make the injury worse, or, let me get the greatness that I can get out of you in certain spurts, because I can't get full greatness Tyrese Halliburton. He's hurt, all right? But I commend the guy because he understands the magnitude of the situation. He's like, damn it, it's the finals. I'm playing. You got to respect that. But that can also be a gift and a curse, because the gift is you already going to show your dogs, your homies, your boys that you going to ride or die for them and that you willing to sacrifice it all. But don't be a detriment to the team if you're that hurt. That's where the conversation really should be at. If they feel like he's a detriment and the team can get no better, or they actually are getting worse with him on the floor, then take him off the court. Hey man, you not being full, you playing hurt, ain't doing it. All right, then take it off. Take him off the court. But that's not what I saw. I just saw a guy that was just obviously apprehensive, wasn't going for his shot that he normally was, wasn't being the aggressor, wasn't being the initiator, which is almost kind of the issue that maybe I have with Halliburton's game in general. That just might be me. I love his game. What I'm saying is if I'm going to find something that I would tweak about his game is, hey man, you're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be that person where or namesake wise, when they talk about Indiana Pacers, it's supposed to be you. It's supposed to be Tyrese Halliburton. All right. And maybe my expectations of when people say you that guy, you him, that's you, then I'm looking for you to be the reason why y'all win. And trust, he's giving us all reasons on why they won, especially in the Knicks series. Game 1. Hey, we know, hey, y'all, great player. But what I'm saying is when the team needs a shot, they need somebody to go to say, hey, man, we need somebody to spark it. All right, let's get it going. I need Tyrese Halliburton to be, sparking the team in period 1, carrying it through period 2, come out at halftime, let's reset and get re-hot and do the same thing and repeat the first half. Come out, set the tone in the 3rd. Close it out in the 4th. We ain't worried about you closing it out in the 4th, Halliburton. It's period 1, 2, and 3. It's never good when you literally didn't get your first points to damn near like almost 9 minutes and some change in the 3rd quarter. When you first got to the free throw line, those are your first points of the game. That's not good. That's not good for Indiana at all. It's just not. But here's a bright spot, though. Here's a bright spot for Indiana. You gotta love what Pascal Siakam did. All right. Obviously, Pascal is the guy that amongst both teams. From my recollection, is the only guy that actually has NBA Finals experience and a championship that on the court. Obviously, Rick Carlisle has the experience as the coach, but on the court, if my recollection is correct, wait, hold on, was Caruso part of that bubble championship? Let me see where he's at. Oh, he was. Okay. So Caruso and Siakam are the only guys that got these championship experience. And obviously you can help with Siakam's point with Carlisle, people you can lean on to how to deal with the moment and blase. So my thing is with Siakam, who's been here, won a championship. He wasn't obviously scared of the moment. Love what he did. He did the damn thing. All right. He balled out. 9 to 15, 6 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 28 points. Obviously, he got to clean up the turnovers. You had 6 of those turnovers, 6 of those 22 turnovers. You got to clean that up. All right. So my thing is you look at Pascal Siakam and you look at the injury with Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, if that's the case, if I'm just going to get passive aggressive, not look for my shot, not be the aggressor, not be the initiator, Tyrese Halliburton, then come on. This is when Rick Carlisle say, hey, all right, I understand what I got. And let Siakam cook. Let Hallie be a facilitator. Let him be a facilitator at that point in time. If you're so worried about his health and if it's really going to be, detriment to your game plan. But when we see game 6 back in Indiana, I need to see Tyrese Halliburton on full facilitator mode until it's time for him to get his points. Because if you're just going to, keep passing and not take the shot that we want you to take because you're worried about your cat, then facilitate. Just do that. Because I noticed that Rick Carlisle put him on Lou Dort on the other end when they was on defense. That's also, to me, that shows that Carlisle is not, worried about Lou Dort offensively. And to be fair, you're not necessarily looking for Lou Dort to drop 25 on your head right now. You pretty much just, make sure you guard the 3-point shot. He's a 3-and-D, all right? He's going to shoot the 3. He's going to play defense. So take away the 3. And so I understand why Carlisle put Halliburton. He's like, if there's anybody on the floor I'm least worried about offensively, it'd be him. So, just kind of stand in the corner with him so we can conserve your energy and do this and do that. But I'm just looking at him like, well, damn, Halliburton, if you're just going to be so passive aggressive and not want to look for your shot and not want to go get it, not want to go, then let somebody else do it. Siakam, telling you, Siakam's the guy. That's your best option if you're so worried about the health going into game 6. Let him be the guy that's going to set the tone. Because I love what Siakam does. He's going to go to the cup. He has a mid-range. He's not afraid to shoot the 3. Championship pedigree. Let him be the I don't want to say saving grace because but at the same time, coming up, he's going to have to be the saving grace. I mean, we're not going to sit here and act like Siakam can't get the job done for the Pacers. The man just won Eastern Conference, playoff man of the year. He just won in the Eastern Conference Finals. MVP went to him. It didn't go to Halliburton. Add that to the fact with the championship pedigree that Siakam already has. if I'm Rick Carlisle, I will have to adjust, and I know he will. I think he will. Just me personally, I would run my offense through Siakam until I know what the true severity is with Halliburton's offense or Calf. Because what we're getting lately in the last 2 games is a very, very passive-aggressive Halliburton. So I don't know how bad the calf injury is. It was definitely bothering him tonight. But I don't know. Something gotta give. Something gotta give. But I would run it through Siakam if I was Carlisle. And I'm interested to see how it goes down in game 6. I know how Carlisle is I think he's gonna make the adjustment. I think he's gonna make the proper adjustments. We'll see when they next play. They play on Thursday. Okay. So they get Tuesday, Wednesday off. Oh, before we move on from the NBA Finals, I got a bone to pick with y'all. All right, NBA. Why the hell did we not have a game on Father's Day? On Sunday? Huh? Why the hell did we not have a damn finals game yesterday? Why was it tonight? Huh? Why wasn't it yesterday? Huh? What kind of foolishness is this? Why didn't we have a game yesterday? I ain't like that. One is because, I might be a little bit salty because y'all all these sports events show so much damn love on Mother's Day. All right, whether it's baseball, basketball, NASCAR, whatever. Y'all have all the sports on Mother's Day. Y'all come to Father's Day. I ain't give a damn about us. They said, watch a little funky ass golf. All right. Let me tell you one thing. I like playing golf. But it's one of the most boring sports in the world to watch. It literally has to be like some dramatic, like playoff type of golf, like dudes is in a playoff or, some shit like that. For it gotta have some drama in it to be worth watching. Because watching golf on TV, and I might be partial, but I play golf. I enjoy it. It's a good sport. You gotta have your technique right. But playing it is so far away different than watching it. All right, it just is. In baseball, hell, we see what's up with baseball. They got ups and downs on when they can have good shit to watch with their sport. And sometimes it's like, it ain't always one of the better sports to watch on TV. All right. Some events are better to be there live. Like baseball, it's better to watch it live in the stadium. Golf is better to be, at the country club watching the event. It's better. It just is. The atmosphere, being amongst, fellow sports fans, but watching it, I'm telling you 100%. More times than not, the baseball and the golf is background noise for my afternoon nap, especially on a Sunday. So when we didn't have no damn NBA finals on Sunday, I was kind of irritated with that NBA. I mean, just me personally, Adam Silver, I would have made the changes, man. Make the changes. It's your league. I would have told them, no. You telling me we're not going to have a game on Father's Day? No. I would have vetoed that in a heartbeat. Come on now, Adam Silver. This was the moment for you to say, hey, man, bump that old watching that boring ass baseball, bump that watching that boring ass golf. No. We better take center stage on Father's Day. Come on, you already know the views would have been out the crazy because what we doing on Father's Day? I know what I was doing. I was grilling and drinking beer. All right. I would have preferred to had the NBA Finals on in the background on the TV outside while I was drinking my beer, grilling some old steaks up. It'd have been nice to been watching some NBA Finals. That's all I'm saying, NBA. I don't understand some of the weird shit you do. Oh, for instance, here's another weird situation from the NBA. So there was a trade over the weekend. It involved Desmond Bane. And the funniest thing is I opened up the app, the ESPN app, and the headline says blockbuster trade. I couldn't help but chuckle. And I actually agree with this guy, who I normally don't.
Be mindful of, let's not hate on Ja Morant. Ja Morant has been perpetually injured. I know the suspensions and all of that stuff happen, but you make mistakes, you grow from it, you learn, let's move forward. The real problem with him is availability, not capability, because he's been injured a lot. We understand that, right? The other side to it is that I'm looking at Memphis right now, and I'm saying to myself, it looks like you won because you got 4 unprotected first-round picks. I mean, Desmond Bane, who I love, by the way, the brother averaged nearly 18 points a game, shot 41% from 3, one of the better shooters in the NBA, make no mistake about it, but he's never been an all-star. I'm trying to figure out how him and Mikal Bridges, you know, you give up 4 unprotected first-round picks for these guys. I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot. You know, this is not Kevin Durant. This is not LeBron. This is not a Steph Curry or somebody. To give up 4, Luka, for example, to give up 4 first-round picks unprotected is a concern for me. Now, where things get a bit interesting with Desmond Bane, I'm just looking at some of these numbers. One of 3 NBA players with 800 made three-pointers and 40% three-point shooting since entering the league in 2020, and has shot 43% on catch and shoot attempts. Why does that matter? The Magic, dead last in three-point field goal percentage at 31.8% this past season. Dead last in catch and shoot threes at 32.7% this season. The Magic have been the worst three-point field goal percentage in this team in a season since the Lakers in 2015, 2016. So I get all of that. Adding him to Banchero, to Wagner, to Jalen Suggs is an upgrade. Orlando is saying we're coming. They're not messing around. So if you're the Knicks, you're Detroit, you're Indiana, you're Cleveland, you're Boston without Jason Tatum, look the hell out. Orlando is trying to make some noise here. And Banchero, I think, is just a star. This brother is just going to ascend. He's one of those dudes. I'm just reticent about 4 unprotected first-round picks. That's my only issue with this. There's no shade on Bane whatsoever. The brother can play.
Including the Suns pick next year.
Including the Suns pick next year. I'm worried about that. That's a bit much. To me, if you're making a deal like that, you're saying this move puts us in championship contention. And I don't know if it does that. That's my only issue. Nothing about Bane.
Yeah. Stephen A. Hey, say what you want. I don't like a lot of his takes, and I don't personally care for him. But he said some things right there that I was kind of in the same thought process when I saw this trade go down over the week. I'm like, oh, what? Desmond Bane, 4 first-round picks? Wow. I mean, but let's look at what Desmond Bane. All right, 26 years old. Okay, 6'5". 215-pound shooting guard. So poundage-wise, he's going to be more of your heavier guard. And have y'all seen the way Desmond Bane is built? He's stocky. So he won't get moved by opposing guards. They're going to be physically smaller than him. So here's a benefit for Orlando. He's under contract for the next 3 years. All right. He's averaging 63 games a year that he's going to play. All right. And again, he's averaging 41% from the three-point line, 47 from the field, 5 boards, 4 assists. He's going to average a steal and 18 points and 2 turnovers. So he's going to keep the turnovers down. All right. That's what he's pretty much averaging. You're going to get 63 games at him at minimum. All right. And here's why I agree with Stephen A. When you make a move like that, when you give 4 draft picks up, you're saying, all right, this move puts us in championship competition. I don't necessarily think it does. So that's where I agree with Stephen A. Here's why I give Stephen A. some pushback. We can't say that 4 picks is too much if that team feels like it is. And reason why I say that is because look at Rudy Gobert. He got traded for a whole bunch of first-round picks. It made sense for Minnesota. he filled a need for Minnesota. They needed rim protection. They needed rebounding. He does exactly that. And I'm glad that Stephen A was throwing out those stats because it's going to be the same stats that I threw out that I found. Desmond Bane is going to help Orlando Magic exactly in the position that Rudy Gobert helped Minnesota. Rudy Gobert helped Minnesota with their rebounds and their rim protection. Desmond Bane is going to help them with their three-point shooting. It's a three-point shooting league, is it not? He's going to help them instantly. He's definitely going to help that three-point shooting. But it's not going to put them over. It's not going to put them over the Knicks. You know, it's not going to put them over the Pacers. You know, not going to put them over Cleveland. And we'll see how Boston looks, you know, after this offseason. You know, there's been church of Jaylen Brown might be moving. I don't think that's going to happen because you don't know the severity of Tatum's injury and what his availability will be next year. So I'm actually interested to see how Boston moves in this offseason. But so far, look, Orlando's taking a shot. I don't necessarily think it puts them in the top 4 of the Eastern Conference, if you ask me. You know, barring Boston, we'll see what happens. But hey, at least they're not staying still. They're not staying stagnant. You're trying to give Banchero pieces. And, you know, just imagine Banchero, he's driving to the lane and the defense collapsed. Kick out the Bane. That'd be a deadly combination all season. And if Bane's making his shots like he normally does, bam, you got something. You got something. So I like the move. Steep price. Steep price. Damn sure it's a steep price. Don't know if I would have done it. Just don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But if I'm Memphis, here's some other things I would consider. And I've had this conversation with friends before. What do you do with Ja? Jay Williams had some interesting things to say about it. You know, I don't think he's far off from some points. You know, like I said, I've had this conversation with friends before. And only reason why I say you consider Ja Morant is because there's a multitude of things that I think you should, on why you should. And then I also got a list of things on why you shouldn't trade Ja Morant. All right. I mean, literally, it's just some things on why you shouldn't. But let's take a listen from Jay Will and what he had to say.
Fitting the franchise would mean trading Ja Morant and trading Jaren Jackson. And these are excellent players. So I know what you're saying. You're saying, Greeny, Desmond Bane traded to Orlando. Okay, I'm interested. All of a sudden, now we're talking about these two stars in Memphis. Now I'm leaning forward in my chair. Let's talk about Ja Morant. Should the Grizzlies trade him this offseason?
If I were Zach Kleiman in Memphis, I would highly, highly, highly consider it. I would consider it. Number one, I saw Desmond Bane get traded for 5 first-round picks. I wonder what the value for Ja Morant could be. Number two, availability is a skill. He's missed 126 games in 3 seasons. Injuries, suspensions, off-the-court issues. Okay, like the best way to build a culture is not based upon unpredictability. And also, like I really see him matured. Like it's something that is kind of concerning for him over his time period there. Making off-the-court decisions, gun issues, regardless of whether you think he's right or wrong with the gestures, these are problems, and I think his value is still high. He is box office. I think there are franchises out there that will give up a boatload of assets for Ja Morant. Well, so you have to consider it.
Hey, I don't think Jay Will's crazy for that take. All right, so let's get into the do's and don'ts. All right, here's some do's, just a few do's. All right, here's the reason why you do trade Ja Morant. Just like Jay Will said, if you just got 4 first-round picks for Ja, you should damn near get 8. If you got 4 for Desmond Bane, you should get 8 for Ja. If you got 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane, damn it, you should get 8 for Ja Morant. Just saying. If we're talking about value, Ja's value got to be high still. All right. Here's a dude. Here's another dude. Man, you are getting somebody that's going to sell seats. He's going to sell seats. He's going to sell some tickets. He's going to put some butts in them seats. He's going to get people in your arena, and he's going to get people looking at your team because he is box office. There's no different. There's no different than that. There's no faking that. He box office. All right. Ja Morant is somebody that you say, hey, I'll buy a ticket to watch him play. All right. That's a superstar. He is a superstar. All right. The talent is there. All right. That's why you do it, because somebody's going to pay for that talent. All right. But in the same token, let's switch over to the don'ts, because the talent, Ja Morant is a superstar and he's young. You drafted him. That's a piece you build around. All right. That's why you don't do it. And also, why not build around him and Jaren Jackson? You just got 4 first-round picks. Make them work. This is when you get to the point where your GM needs to start earning his money and start building a squad. All right? Get the squad. Get the squad ready. All right? But I understand. Here and availability, like Jay Will said, that can go for do or don't in both of them. You do it because the availability of what he is, you're like, man, let him be somebody else's let that be somebody else's problem. Let them deal with the inavailability of Ja Morant. All right. Let them deal with that. All right. You like, damn, man, we did all we could. The injuries, the suspensions, he ain't available. It's almost similar to, what do you normally do with kind of Zion? We know about the potential of what you can be, but are you going to be available to give us that full effect of the potential and actually materialize it? Are you going to be available to do it? That's what you have questions about Zion, and you're starting to have questions like that with Ja. You look at his availability, whether it's suspension or injury. Like, are you going to be around to be that box office superstar that we know that you are and can be? Are you going to be available for it? But you don't do it because if he's able to be available and be that cornerstone player, you would like that to be in a Memphis Grizzlies instead of it being in somebody else's uniform, possibly beating you. So you definitely don't want to see that going against you. You definitely want that on your squad than on somebody else's. So there's a lot of reasons why I think that you can go do or don't on why you would move Ja Morant. I don't know if Memphis does it, but I think you do consider it for sure. Because look at the grand scheme of the Memphis Grizzlies. Does anybody really think that they're going to be in championship contention anytime soon? And if you can say no, then that can give you more fuel on why you would move Ja Morant. Because if I'm getting 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane, then move Ja Morant, get the 8 first-round picks that I think that he should be worth if you're getting 4 for Desmond Bane. And then look at that. You got 12 first-round picks. Rebuild your whole roster again. Do it all over. Because maybe you might need to. Because you're not in championship contention right now with Ja Morant of the bits that you do get with him. You're not going to get past all these other teams in the West as you are constructed currently. So that's why I think you do consider it. But you can split hairs on why you do or don't. But all I'm saying is for Ja, hey, don't let that loyalty card play too much into your decision for your future. If you see that you don't, the team is not headed towards anything of any winning direction, and you want to win, you shouldn't hesitate on wanting to get out of there. A perfect example: Dame Lillard, love him. Waited too late to get out of Portland. Waited too late. He rotted in a small market city, a small market team that wasn't winning no championship. He would literally have to drag and score damn near or Wilt Chamberlain 100 points to win the championship in Portland. It just was never going to maturate into a championship. And he waited and waited and waited and he's damn near out of his prime, and now don't even know the future of his career. I would just hate for Ja Morant to be in a situation where it's like, bro, you stuck in a small market team forever and ever, thinking that people are gonna come to you. No. They're not. No diss on Memphis. All right. No diss on Memphis. But it's a small market team. And it honestly is not an unattractive destination for the superstar. I'm just being honest. It's just not. It's just not. All right. So that's why you consider it. About 4 minutes left in the show. Let's talk real quick about Shemar Stewart. I know I talked about him last week, but I had some points that I just wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to revisit this situation one more again, and let's talk about it.
Weeks or so. None of this is getting the Bengals any better at playing football at a time that they also are in a spat with their, the NFL's reigning sack leader, Trey Hendrickson. Sam Hubbard retired in the offseason. For Bengals defense that gets a lot better, every rep missed, particularly for a guy like Shemar Stewart, doesn't help you win football games in 2025. If they came to Shemar Stewart tomorrow and offered him the exact same contract language that Amarius Mims, their first-round pick last year, had, Shemar Stewart would sign. I think this is one thing that fans don't necessarily understand, is that every team has different historical structures. They have different contract language. It is not blanket across the league. Different teams have different clauses.
What is happening with Shemar Stewart? What is in that contract that caused a rookie to call out the team for putting more energy in winning arguments than games before he leaves camp?
It boils down to this. The Bengals are trying to set a new precedent in terms of their contract language, putting in, and it's complicated, but the simplest way I can describe it is default language, that if you mess up once, it voids the rest of your contract. They have not historically had that language in their contracts. They have not had that forfeiture language, that default language in place. They're trying to put it in the contract now. They did it across all their rookie deals. The NFL Players Association in the past, there was a big issue several years ago when a bunch of teams tried to do this, and the NFLPA advised all the agents, hey, don't let your guys sign this, because the moment that one first-round pick signs it, that then has the precedent that everybody else, until the end of time, is going to have that same language in their contract. Does it come up very often? No. You see every now and then somebody commits a violation and they could void their contract, and if you have specific language in there, that can happen. All of it boils down to this, Rich. This should not be as big of an issue as it is. And there is a point at which this is detrimental to everybody involved. But you also can see it from the Bengals' perspective of, hey, we want our language to mirror what other teams around the NFL are doing. Abdul Carter was drafted at number 3. He's got this language. From Shemar Stewart's perspective, or his agent, Zach Hiller, it's, okay, that's fine, but the Giants have always had that language in. You're trying to make our guy the first one to take this language. So for now, and Shemar Stewart, left on the final day of minicamp yesterday. We'll see where this goes in the next 5 weeks or so. None of this is getting the Bengals any better at playing football at a time that they also.
Yeah, crazy story, man. Well, look. So I asked a question: is Shemar Stewart a martyr? And obviously, we know the true definition of martyr, but it needs to be a death involved. And metaphorically, could this lead to a death to his career before it starts? I don't think he can get to that point. If they can't get to some type of agreement, I believe he's able to go back in the draft next year, because technically he's not a Bengal. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. But the true point is it's crazy when you play these kind of contract games with teams in the NFL, man. Sometimes they never go in the favor of the players. So that's why I asked that question: is he a martyr or not? Because he is playing metaphorically a game of chicken with the Bengals, and I think justified on his side. Hey, I ain't never done this before. Why y'all trying to make me be the first one? I'm not trying to be the first one to set precedent for this. Look, Like Tom Pelissero said, that was Tom Pelissero on the Rich Eisen show for that clip. He goes, hey, the Giants, yeah, that's what they've been doing. You know, that's language has been in all their contracts. That's a different situation. Bengals, y'all never done this. Now y'all want to do it. Why me? Why am I being the guinea pig of this language in this contract? So I definitely understand. But here's where I got trepidation for Shemar Stewart and just him personally. We've seen the NFL and how these owners collude. Obviously, you got to be proven. But hey, when they want something, more times than not, they get it. And if they feel like, hey, he's trying to buck the system, let's make an example out of him. You don't think other teams, if he happens to go back in the draft, will kind of do almost the same thing? Nah, man, it got to be our way. I just think it's a slippery slope that he might be playing. You know, might be playing. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. Shout out to my man Omar Ball and Buzz Sports Entertainment. Y'all tap in with him. East will be weak, and he's a good young player. Still not in his prime, but he's not the championship missing piece. And I'm assuming you're talking about Desmond Bain for Orlando. But yeah, I definitely agree with that statement right there. But look, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here. Come shut it down, call it a night. Man, always a pleasure to talk sports with you all. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, let you know every time some new content is getting dropped or going live. Say, hey, appreciate y'all. Y'all know where to find me if you want to tap in with me personally. Twitter, KC Wildhammer. I'll be dropping all kind of content over there as well. Other than that, man, it's been real. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what the deal is. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah. Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card Mar.